Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
Okay, here's what I have to say about this tax bill. This is the worst piece of domestic policy legislation in my lifetime. Let me give you 4 reasons explaining why. First, it's not needed. Individual tax rates are already lower than the average rates of the last 35 years. Some perspective. When Ronald Reagan cut taxes in 1981, the top personal income tax rate was 70%. Now it's 39.6%. And corporations, well, they officially pay 35%, but in reality, the average rate is way lower, 22%, because of loopholes. Lowering the corporate tax rate would be a good idea, but only if we pay for it by getting rid of those loopholes. Second, we can't afford this tax cut. The last time we passed a major tax cut, in 2001, the national debt amounted to 31% of the economy. Now, and I'm talking about even without this tax cut, the debt is at 77%. With this tax bill, our debt will equal the entire size of the economy by the end of this decade. That's dangerous, because debts that big are a drag on growth. They reduce the government's ability to respond in an economic downturn, and they mean that we're paying hundreds of billions of dollars in interest instead of spending that money on worthy programs, whether that's infrastructure or defense or healthcare. Third, this tax cut isn't going to do what's promised, which is to spur growth and create jobs. Yes, cutting taxes could jumpstart the economy because people might have some extra money to spend, and because companies could hire more people. But, and repeat after me, no responsible economist believes that the growth is going to be enough that the tax cut will pay for itself. It won't. Meanwhile, the argument that corporations are going to use this money to create millions of jobs just doesn't make sense. Corporations already have tons of money available to them to invest if that's a good business move. Fourth, and maybe this is the worst of all, this tax cut is horribly skewed to the wealthiest Americans. In 2025, households making more than $1 million a year would get an average tax break of $25,000. Meanwhile, families making between $10,000 and $20,000 a year will see their tax burden rise by $140. That's unbelievable. And this understates the impact on the neediest Americans. Taking money we don't have and using it to lavish tax cuts on the wealthy means less money available for, sorry rich folks, more worthy causes. And already, Republicans are signaling that they're going to use those scary deficit numbers to argue for cutting programs that help the poor, like food stamps or Medicaid. I could keep going, but you get the point. President Trump and congressional Republicans can celebrate this legislative victory, but it's a policy disaster.